After the horrors of World War I, Western democracies desperately tried to preserve peace during the 1930s while ignoring signs that the ruler of Germany, Italy, and Japan were preparing to build new empires. Despite the best efforts of Neville Chamberlain and other Western leaders, the world was headed to war again. We will examine the appeasement policy Great Britain and France had toward Germany at the beginning of World War II and discuss if the policy was justified. In this video, I will be helping you understand the role of appeasement. What is appeasement, you may ask? Appeasement is to bring state of peace. Appeasement began in 1930s. First hint of it were Manchuria in 1931, when Britain and the League of Nations failed to prehend Japan for their actions. The British believed that appeasement would work because Chamberlain, the Prime Minister, was under the impression that Hitler was a reasonable guy. In many Britain believed the Treaty of Versailles was an incredible harsh treaty. As Hitler's course revolved mostly around abolishing it, many were sympathetic to his cause. Appeasement was in Europe, primarily Poland. In order for Britain to keep the peace with Germany, Britain used pacifism. Pacifism is the opposition to war or violence of any kind. France was weakening, suffering from political divisions at home. It could not take on Hitler without British support. As war clouds gathering in Europe in the mid-1930s, the United States Congress passed a series of Neutrality Act were passed by the United States Congress in the 1930s. In response to the growing turmoil in Europe and Asia that eventually led to World War II. The Neutrality Act in Italy were passed in 1935, in Spain 1936, in Japan 1937, in Germany 1939. The U.S. Congress passed a series of Neutrality Acts during the Depression because they feared the U.S. had a strong feeling of isolationism at the time. 3 leaders in Europe and 1 in Japan launched ambitious plans to increase their power. The Axis power is a group of countries that opposed the Allied power in World War II. The Axis power was formed May 22, 1939. The countries formed the Axis power because they wanted international expansion, international order, and the destruction of the Soviet community. One of the leaders, Franco, led a revolt that touched off a bloody civil war. Franco was a Spanish general and dictator of Spain from 1939 until his death, 1975. Franco was successful because most of the Spanish people supported him in opposition of the anti-Catholic violence of the Population Front and the Republican. Franco rose to power during the bloody Spanish Civil War when, with the help of Nazis, Germany and Italy, his nationalist forces overthrew him. The democratically elected Second Republic. By 1938, Hitler was ready to engineer the Anschluss. The Anschluss was a union between Nazis, Germany, and Austria. This wouldn't be his first attempt through. In 1934, Hitler also tried this concept but failed. He was stopped by Italy, Mussolini, who told Hitler if he took one step into the country, he would take military actions on him. By 1938, relationships had improved to such an extent that Mussolini permitted Hitler's Anschluss with Austria. That's not the only thing Hitler wanted. He wanted Sudetenland. Sudetenland was the western border where there was nearly 3 million people spoke German. Sudetenland was later given Germany by Great Britain due to the signing of the Munich Agreement to avoid war. Sudetenland was important to Hitler because it contained roughly 3 million people who spoke German. Hitler's believed in Anschluss. Sudetenland is very important for Czechoslovakia as they contained their industrials. Germany took Sutherland in 1938. In August 1939, Hitler signed by the road by announcing a non-aggression pact with his great enemy. The pact was called the Nazi-Soviet Pact. It was an arrangement which guaranteed that the two countries would not attack each other. The pact was created on mutual need between Germany and the Soviet Union.